what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. Many of you have now heard the term stepped-up basis, and it possibly being eliminated, which is very concerning. I encourage you to schedule your free 15-minute consultation with attorney Harlan Mitchell to find out what you can do to protect yourself and your family. Schedule your appointment with attorney Harlan Mitchell by calling 256-216-9884 or by going to bamaestateplanning.com. Do it today. Boutique Air in Muscle Shoals, Alabama offers direct flights to Atlanta, Nashville, and Pensacola. Boutique Air service runs twice daily, 7 days a week, with fares starting at $59. Follow Boutique Air Muscle Shoals on Facebook at Boutique Air MSL and book your flight through boutiqueair.com. Boutique Air,
where you can fly private for the cost of commercial.
He's got a cold, nothing to worry about.
Just need a couple of stitches.
Your COVID rapid test is negative.
Oh boy, X-ray shows it's broken.
Trust Trinity Medical Care when you need urgent care or routine medical care. Walk-ins are welcome, or let Trinity help you virtually with telemedicine. Visit trinity-medicalcare.com for more information and follow them on Facebook. Trinity Medical Care, where your care comes first. Located on Governor's Drive and South Parkway.
Experience the difference at Athens Bible School. The vision and purpose is to provide each student a quality education in a Christ-centered environment to develop the whole person spiritually, mentally, physically, and socially in safe and supportive surroundings. The solid biblical foundation permeates learning and culture in the classrooms and every extracurricular activity.
You know, my mother used to say a long time ago, whenever there would be any real catastrophe that was in the movies or on the air, she would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers, just on the sidelines. That's why I think that if news programs could make a conscious effort of showing anybody who is coming into a place where there's a tragedy, to be sure that they include that. Because if you look for the helpers, you'll know that there's hope.
Hey everybody, this is Darryl Worley, and you're listening to The Mark White Show. Hey, step up and make a difference like he does.
Hey y'all, this is Jeff Foxworthy, and you can make a huge difference in somebody's life. You just may not have figured out how yet, and that's why you're listening to The Mark White Show.
Hi, this is Maggie Peterson. I played Charlene Darling on The Andy Griffith Show, and you are listening to The Mark White Show.
Hi, folks. This is Ricky Skaggs, and you're listening to The Mark White Show.
Hello, I'm Gene Stallings, and this is The Mark White Show. Get off the sideline and get involved and make a difference in your community.
You are listening to The Mark White Show. My daddy is your host, Mark White.
Do something good today.
Welcome to another edition of The Mark White Show. I am your host, Mark White, and I am so glad to have this special guest on the line with me right now, Lee Marshall, and you know her from Kids to Love, and we appreciate her, and we appreciate the team of people that has helped to make Kids to Love possible. Welcome to the Mark White Show, Lee Marshall.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you. As we were talking before the program, it's very vital, the work that you do as we try to help our young people across the Tennessee Valley that are looking for loving homes to care for them, to show that they matter, that they want them to be there, and they want them to grow as adults and be productive citizens in our communities.
Yeah, you know, people believe that foster care is something that happens somewhere else. But the reality is there are children in foster care living in the shadow of every steeple in every county and community in North Alabama and Southern Tennessee. And it's a real issue. I don't want to say problem, because our kids certainly aren't problems, but the need for foster families is great. The need to support these kids is great. And, you know, we know what happens if we do nothing. Between 75 and 80% of members of the juvenile justice system or prison system were former foster children. So if we do nothing, then we've got a straight pipeline to prison. And at Kids to Love, we are committed to meeting the immediate needs of our kids in foster care to help change their trajectory, change their lives, give them stability, meet their needs while they're in care, with the ultimate goal of helping them find a forever family.
Absolutely. And many people, Lee, remember you, of course, from the news, from being a part of the media. How did Kids to Love come to be from your journalism days to this?
Well, you know, I was born into foster care, so for me, my why is very personal. I've always felt like this is what God has called me to do. And when I had the chance to be, you know, in the media, I loved my 20-plus year career in television news, started in radio, met a lot of great friends, a lot of amazing people. And I'm very thankful for that career. And we launched Kids to Love in 2004 when I was at 48. It started, the premise of this started long before the foundation, where 20 plus years ago, we would put children on television, started on Sunday nights, asking people to, you know, listen to their story and to become a foster adoptive family. And then from there, it morphed into an organization, because as I met these kids, I would see their needs. And there was no organization in our community that was dedicated to meeting the needs of children in foster care. So really out of necessity, we started the Kids to Love Foundation in 2004. And in 17 years, we've had a direct impact on the lives of more than 275,000 children living in foster care. 6 years ago, this month, actually, I retired from television news and left the amazing crew at Channel 19 to launch our Kids to Love Center, our vision of K-Tech, a workforce training initiative. Also in 2015, we purchased the property thanks to the generous donation of Dr. Dorothy Davidson, that is now Davidson Farms. And so to me, television was certainly the catalyst. It showed me as a journalist the needs in our community. It allowed me an opportunity to meet leaders in our community and people who want to have a better place for our families and kids to live. And it's just been an amazing journey. And I know that every experience has led us to where we are today. I still have people that I met. I remember, you know, when I first came to Huntsville 23 years ago, those are still friends that I talk to all the time. And it's just been a remarkable journey. I am very humbled and blessed that God has called me to serve his kids in this way.
When Kids to Love first developed and it was showing on Sunday nights, had you gone to management and said, this is my background and this is what I would like to pursue?
It started with me wanting to do a story about children in foster care, and specifically older kids that were on the verge of aging out. And so I went to management at the time, and, you know, and I did the story. And then I just said, hey, what if we could use the power of the media to share the stories. And it wasn't an easy or quick conversation by no means, but after a lot of determination and arguing my case, I guess you could say, we were able to start, and also building partnerships with state DHR to have access to the kids in foster care. That was a huge piece to it.
Yes.
And so we were able to start putting the kids on television and sharing their stories. And, hundreds of kids were moved from foster care to adoption through our efforts. And then as I would meet them and I would see their needs, that really is what inspired me to do more from an organization standpoint, because as a journalist, I could only do so much. And so was on a flight in November, 2003. And I was sitting beside a businessman and I shared my passion. And he said, you need a nonprofit organization. I'm like, I have no idea what that means. And he was a CPA. His business was business development. And he said, I can help make that happen for you. And that was November 2003. And then January 2004, we incorporated as a nonprofit. And we haven't slowed down since.
That is exciting to think about sitting next to a person that was going to help be a catalyst for this, for the 501c3. And I was actually going to ask the question, who was the first person you called when you knew that you were going to develop a foundation, an organization, a nonprofit in this effort? And I know that you have to have special people around you who say, yes, Lee, this is an amazing work and I want to be a part of it.
And I get asked all the time, everybody wants to start a nonprofit. They think it's so easy. Well, let me just burst the bubble. It is not. It is a ton of hard work. But if my first advice would be, if you have a vision, go see if you can align with someone in the community, because there's always strength in numbers. It's very hard to do it on your own. But for me, I was very blessed that with the help of my longtime mentor that I met on that plane, Scott Butler, that he connected me with attorneys and CPAs that allowed us to set up our 501c3 the right way from the beginning. And then that also allowed me to serve without any restrictions. It gave me the chance to control the name of Kids to Love. It's a registered trademark. So, where we go, we take the name with us. And all of those things was really the wisdom and the guidance of accountants and attorneys from the very beginning that those were things I would have never even thought about. And I'm very thankful for their wisdom and guidance.
When you're in the media and when you're pitching, as you had to do and do this legwork to make it happen initially, now you have the freedom and flexibility to be able to make decisions that you feel will help Kids to Love. You now are the CEO, you're president of Kids to Love, and you're able to have that flexibility to make those decisions for the organization.
Yeah, and what that also means is I'm also chief janitor when the garbage can's full. I'm the one that gets to have late nights, when I have a child that has a need, and, that's a big money donor, and who am I going to ask, and will we raise the money that we need to serve how we serve? And, it's with the flexibility also comes the responsibility.
Yes.
And so, again, it's not easy, but I kind of equate, my work ethic and our team's work ethic to whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, we're going to do what we need to do to raise the resources, to serve that child, to meet that need, to hopefully change that life. And that's a lot of hours. So, I went from, I had the chance to, leave sitting beside Jerry Hayes and do 30 minutes and go home and have dinner, to now I'm up, all hours of the night working. I don't say that, complaining at all, because, I put faces on our kids, like our girls that live at Davidson Farms. One of our girls is about to turn 19, and she's got a part-time job, and she's saving her money to buy her first car. And it's all of those, and she sends me a message this morning and said, Miss Lee, are you going to be here for my birthday? I'm like, you better believe I'm going to be there for your birthday. So it's just, it truly is building those relationships. It's giving our kids one person in their life that they can count on. And that's all we need to be. That's all they need to be successful, is somebody to believe in them and to guide them and give them that opportunity.
Speaking of opportunities, speaking of fundraising, speaking of Davidson Farms, I want to take a quick break, Lee, and when we come back, let's talk about how people can be part of Kids to Love, how they can support this effort, an upcoming event that's very special, and we'll talk about those things when we come back. Is that okay?
Sounds great.
All right, folks, right now we're talking to Lee Marshall with Kids to Love, and we're talking about this very special organization that helps children across the Tennessee Valley as they find loving homes. We want to recognize Kids to Love in the special effort through the Mark White Show and be a vehicle to help spread the word, and that's what we're doing today. So I hope that you'll stick with us as we continue to talk to Lee Marshall. You are listening to the Mark White Show, and I am your host, Mark White.
A little wink, a pat on the back, a big old hug, a little laugh. We can make a difference. All we have to do is try. Yeah, every day's a chance to change somebody else's life. Let's all do something good today.
The best way to buy, sell, and experience land is with Jonathan Berryhill. For your farm, ranch, recreational, hunting, timber, and acreage needs, contact National Land Realty Professional Jonathan Berryhill at 256-874-7354 or email at jberryhill@nationalland.com. Be sure to follow Jonathan Berryhill with National Land Realty on Facebook. This is your land. Thompson Roofing and Construction is a locally owned family business serving the North Alabama and Southern Tennessee area. They are a Better Business Bureau A+ member since 2011 and a GAF Master Elite Contractor. Give them a call at 256-952-3309 or check them out on the web at 256roofing.com. They offer free inspections.
Thompson Roofing and Construction.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. Losing a loved one is hard, but losing a loved one and not having an estate plan is even harder. Attorney Harlan Mitchell witnessed what not having an estate plan can do to families and decided to use his experience to do something about it. I encourage you to go to BamaEstatePlanning.com or give Harlan Mitchell a call at 256-216-9884. Again, that website is BamaEstatePlanning.com. Let Harlan Mitchell help you with estate planning. Do it for those you love, and do it today. Boutique Air in Muscle Shoals, Alabama offers direct flights to Atlanta, Nashville, and Pensacola. Boutique Air service runs twice daily, 7 days a week, with fares starting at $59. Follow Boutique Air Muscle Shoals on Facebook at Boutique Air MSL and book your flight through boutiqueair.com. Boutique Air,
where you can fly private for the cost of commercial.
He's got a cold, nothing to worry about.
Just need a couple of stitches.
Your COVID rapid test is negative.
Oh boy, X-ray shows it's broken.
Trust Trinity Medical Care when you need urgent care or routine medical care. Walk-ins are welcome, or let Trinity help you virtually with telemedicine. Visit trinity-medicalcare.com for more information and follow them on Facebook. Trinity Medical Care, where your care comes first. Located on Governor's Drive in South Parkway.
Hey everybody, this is Paul Overstreet, and you are listening to The Mark White Show. Stay tuned because Mark is doing some things on his show that's helping his community and uplifting people, so you stay with him.
He drives into the city, works extra hard all day, finishes up early so he can get away. Blue-eyed kid on second base wants dad to watch him play.
Welcome back to the Mark White Show. I am so glad to have Lee Marshall on the line with me right now as we talk about Kids to Love and finding special homes for these young people across the Tennessee Valley. Welcome back to the Mark White Show, Lee Marshall.
Thank you.
As we talked about in the first segment, your work, what you're doing for young people, it is a passion for you. It is something that is near and dear to your heart. And of course, it takes a team of people to help make it happen. And the support that you've received over the years, even from the very first encounter to find out about a 501c3 and have Scott Butler to step in and say, this is how you do this. And then, of course, more people from the community who came to be part of Kids to Love. What an amazing group of people to come together to help make this happen and the work that's been accomplished so far.
It really is. It's humbling. It's mind-blowing. I firmly believe that God has called me to do this, and he has brought the people to support us, whatever that means. It may be hosting a toy drive at Christmas. It may be writing a check. It might be donating a building. My prayer is God just meet every need that we have. I mean, I have one gentleman that's a cattle farmer, and he gives me a cow every year, so I have beef for our girls at the farm. And so every need that we have to find a way to get that met. And I love the diversity of our donors and how they give, so we can meet those needs.
For people who may have heard of Kids to Love for the very first time today, and they're moved by the effort to help foster children, to help those who in the Tennessee Valley need homes, loving homes, how would someone find out about Kids to Love and the information that they need, where maybe they're a person who feels led to be a part of this effort as well?
It's so simple. If they go to kidstolove.org, KIDSTOLOVE.org, we have got so much information on our website, how to start your journey of requesting information to be a foster family, how to start that training. That's at absolutely no cost. We provide what's called TIPS training, and that's when someone wants to be a foster parent. They go through TIPS training to start that certification process. We offer TIPS training at no charge. We want to remove every barrier that a potential foster family could face. And, not everybody's cut out to be a foster parent. And so if you want to just support our programs, and, we've got all of our programs listed there, from school supplies to Christmas to Davidson Farms to K-Tech, college scholarships, Camp Hope, which is a program that we do to bring siblings who were separated in foster care together to maintain that sibling bond. Every one of our programs, we worked that no matter where or when a child enters the foster care system, we have a program that we can plug them in and walk with them through their foster care journey. And so I would just encourage people to spend time on our website, follow us on social media. We're very active on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the platforms. And so, and learn more. Our girls at Davidson Farms, some people don't want to just write a check. Some people want to do something. Having 7 girls that live full time at Davidson Farms, that's a lot of toilet paper that we go through. That's a lot of cleaning supplies that we go
Absolutely.
through. And so, we ask people, church groups, offices all the time, host a toiletry drive for us. Host a canned good drive, non-perishable food items. It takes a lot of food to feed 7 hungry teenagers, and especially in the middle of a pandemic when everybody's home and everybody's eating. That's a whole lot of food. So there's just a lot of different ways that people can plug in and support. We were certainly impacted with having to reduce volunteer hours due to the pandemic, and just kind of waiting to see how that pans out in our community of when we can ramp volunteers back up. But, volunteers have been the lifeblood of our organization.
How did it make you feel when you first found out about the fact that Davidson Farms was going to be a reality and a home for girls? It had to just really make you excited to think about where you started and where it led to be able to have this home for these young ladies.
I'm going to tell you, I slept like a baby that night. It was so much work. It's a beautiful home, and Bill and Evelyn Brewer actually built it years ago, and their vision was to have a group home for adults with Down syndrome. Their son, Matt, has Down syndrome, and they were really looking at how can we serve other families with what we've dealt with. And Mr. Brewer was an engineer. He built the home so well. And then when things happened in 2008 with the market, they had to actually put the property up for sale, and they sold it, and it sat empty for a long time. And so purchasing the property in 2015 was just the beginning. We spent 2 years going in, and when a home sits empty for a while, that's a lot of work to do. And so we updated the home, painted the walls, flipped a 10,000 square foot home. And then we had to go through the process of getting it licensed by Alabama Department of Human Resources. And even though we don't accept state or federal funding, we still have to be licensed by DHR to have access to girls in foster care. And that licensing process was a very long and rigorous process. And so I remember we had to get, the fire marshal inspection. And the day we got that was the last piece that we had to get that to meet the qualifications for licensure. And I remember when the fire marshal left, I just hugged him. He thought I was crazy. And I just hugged him because I'm like, you're it. You're the last piece of the puzzle. And he was there that morning. And by that afternoon, we were bringing girls in. I mean, we were bringing girls into our house. We house 7 girls full time. For us, it's more about quality than quantity. We could house more girls, but housing teenage girls, we serve 10 to 19. Our girls are anywhere from 13 to 19. And so it's important for us, we feel, for teenagers to have their own space. And we want to serve with excellence. And that's very different than most facilities. We're not a facility, we're a home.
Absolutely. And when we talk about Davidson Farms, and April 24th is a very special date that's coming up for Kids to Love to be able to help these young people across the Tennessee Valley.
We are so excited. This is our fifth annual Denim and Diamonds, our 4th one live at the farm. Last year we had to flip it virtually due to our dear friend COVID. But this year we're back live at the farm, and Marty Rabin is a longtime friend and supporter of ours and our kids. And I reached out to him and I said, hey, are you available to come play? And he said, yeah, I think I can get the whole band. So Shenandoah, Grammy Award-winning Shenandoah, will be live at Davidson Farms April 24th. We have a huge pole barn at the back of the property. So this is open air. We have tables available for businesses to sponsor. And this year with us, we really want to be COVID conscious. And so we have tables for 2. Shenandoah will be doing a full 90-minute concert there at Davidson Farms. It also gives people a chance to come out to tour the farm to see how we're serving our girls. We are waiting on the water meter to go in. We're launching a cottage community there, which pretty much is a tiny house village. So when our girls age out of the main house at 20, they can move into our what's, I guess, technically transitional living, stay there 20 to 25 to finish college, get a skill set, get a job. Because we're not going to drop them just because of their age. And so we've got a lot growing on out at Davidson Farms, and we just invite everybody to come out. And so tickets and tables are available in a limited number, so we can be very crowd conscious. But something that we're going to do, Shenandoah has agreed to allow us to stream the concert live. And so there will be a separate ticket available for the live stream, and 100% of that ticket will go directly to our girls at Davidson Farms.
What a great idea.
Come out and be a part of it in person. We really want you to see what we're doing. And if you can't, and there's health concerns, and we respect that, then join us for the live stream and watch the concert live from the comfort of your home. Host a watch party. But, I just encourage you, support our girls. It's truly making a difference in their lives every day.
And they can find, again, ticket information on the kidstolove.org website?
Yes, and tables are popping fast, so if you want to come on.
Lee Marshall, it's been a real pleasure to have you here on the show to talk about Kids to Love and Davidson Farms and this amazing event coming up called Denim and Diamonds with Shenandoah on April the 24th. I'm excited about the effort. I'm excited about the work that you've been doing for so many years, and I know that there's someone listening right now who wants to partner with Kids to Love, who wants to be a part of this effort as we find homes for these young people across the Tennessee Valley. And thank you, Lee, for your work.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to share it. If you feel moved at all, we would love, just to support in any way. Just pray about it, and then we would love to connect with you, answer any questions that you have, and get you plugged in.
Folks, we've been talking to Lee Marshall with Kids to Love. You know, here on the Mark White Show, we are recognizing difference makers in our communities and sharing their stories to encourage and inspire us all to make a difference. And I hope that this show has made a difference in your life today. You can follow the Mark White Show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, as well as subscribe to the podcast on Apple iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Audio Boom, SoundCloud, Blueberry, and on YouTube. And this is Mark White encouraging you to find your purpose by making a difference in someone's life today.
And gentle people who shout a friendly hi when they go passing by, who live and love in my hometown. These are my kind of people.
Hi, everybody. This is DJ Thomas. You know, raindrops may be falling on your head, but on Kyla's Corner, she's living life sunny side up.
Nothing seems to fit.
You are my sunshine, my only.
This is Kyla Carter of Kyla's Corner. You can hear my segment every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time and 11 a.m. Eastern Time on The Mark White Show. Remember to tune in every Saturday and always live life sunny side up.
Please don't take my sunshine away.
Hey everyone! I just wanted to pass along this really important message because it's important to me and everybody around me. Did you know that 22.6 million Americans have battled COVID-19? Now, a huge surge in COVID cases has risen up in the US, but if you have recovered from COVID-19, you may have powerful antibodies in your blood plasma. Like, what? That's absolutely insane! One COVID plasma donation can help save 4 COVID patients. So, if you want to be a hero, which I know you do, just go to a donation bank for blood or give some of your plasma if you have recovered from COVID. Anything helps. Love you.
Is it time for a haircut? Go see my friends Philip Butler and B.H. Parker at Southwind Barbershop, located at 1637 Lee Street in Rogersville, Alabama. Give them a call at 256-247-5658. That's 256-247-5658.
If you like hickory smoked ribs that fall apart at the slightest pull, or barbecue shoulders that are so slow smoked each tender bite melts in your mouth, then you are going to love Baby Jack's Barbecue. Baby Jack's Barbecue in Bartlett and Arlington. Try the barbecue chicken, beef brisket sandwich, barbecue potato, it is huge, or the Baby Jack Trio, pork, turkey, or beef brisket sliders. You like wet ribs? They like dry ribs. Get one slab that has them both. Catering? Baby Jack's can feed a family or an army. Drive in, drive through, order online, or come in and set a minute. Baby Jack's Barbecue in Bartlett at Highway 70 in Appling, or in Arlington at Highway 70 just a block west of 385.
Hello, my name is Christian Martinez. I'm a rising senior at Athens Bible School. My school is great because of the wonderful environment in which students can grow and flourish. We have great academics that include the University Preparatory Diploma and dual enrollment courses that lead to an associate's degree before high school graduation. All my teachers and the school's employees are Christians who are devoted to the welfare of students. We have an excellent student body, competitive sports program, and study the Bible first thing every day. It's a great place. Please consider joining us at ABS next year, or give that special child in your life the great opportunity I have.
Mr. Cecil Batchelor is the one that started this business as Dependable Service Center. And even though now it's Green's Dependable Hardware and we're a True Value store, our tagline is still Your Dependable Service Center. We've tried to keep that alive for all these years. Mr. Batchelor really started a good business. We're really excited to be carrying on a long-standing tradition. It's the oldest retail store in the city of Russellville. We're Green's Dependable Hardware, 15220A Highway 43 in Russellville, Alabama. We're right behind McDonald's or right across the street from the hospital. Number is 256-331-0123.
Your Dependable Service Center.
Oh, won't you hear me, people, when I say, well, let's all do something good today.